Russian and Ukrainian women when she was interviewed. She lamented the fact that the Israeli who had raped her and forced her to work in the brothel was not even arrested. Indeed, according to Jewish law, the rape of a Gentile woman is not illegal. Nor is it illegal in Israel to buy and sell slaves, so long as the slaves are not Jewish. Amazingly, the New York Times article reveals this fact. The white slave trade is big business in Israel. Ukrainian authorities estimate that as many as 40,000 Ukrainian women under the age of 30 are taken from Ukraine each year. Some of these women respond to advertisements promising employment abroad, like Irina did, and some are simply kidnapped and smuggled out of the country. Those who try to escape from their Jewish captors are treated brutally. Often they are butchered in front of other captive women to keep the others terrified into doing whatever they are told. At slave markets operated by the Jewish gangs in Italy, young Slavic women are stripped, put on blocks, and auctioned off to brothel owners. The most astounding thing about this whole filthy business is that most people are forced to learn about it from a Jewish newspaper like the New York Times. And really, you should read for yourself the article to which I referred. It was in the January 11th issue, and the news is not likely to be repeated. But ask yourself, why doesn't Interpol, the International Police Agency, do something to put a stop to this white slave trade? Why don't the governments of the countries from which the women are being abducted do something? Why don't the mass media raise a hue and cry? Why don't powerful feminist organizations demand the eradication of white slavery? The answer to all of these questions is easy. They dare not do or say anything because it is a Jewish business. In places like Germany, where the Jews have almost total control of organized crime, anyone who announces that fact publicly will be arrested and charged with inciting racial hatred. Germany and most other European countries have laws against what they call hate speech. Saying anything negative about Jews, true or not, invokes these laws. Jewish organizations, and of course the Clinton administration, would like very much to have similar laws in the United States. Interpol, which has plenty of other work to keep it busy, is not eager to be charged with anti-Semitism by going after the Jewish white slave gangs. Even if Interpol did arrest the gangsters, it wouldn't do much good because the fix is in nearly everywhere. There's a huge amount of money made from selling women, enough money to pay off politicians, bureaucrats, judges, and policemen. Jews like to say about the so-called Holocaust of the Second World War, never again. They like to talk about how it is necessary to stamp out anti-Semitism and pass new laws against so-called hate speech so that there can never be another Holocaust. But by their own behavior, they guarantee that there will be. While some Jews beat the drums for more reparations payments from Switzerland, Germany, France, and other countries they claim didn't treat them right or took some of their ill-gotten gold from them 55 or 60 years ago, other Jews are still bleeding countries like Poland, Ukraine, Russia, and the Baltic nations of money and of their young women. Countries which suffered for decades under the brutal rule of communist commissars are still being exploited by the same people now calling themselves Democrats. The Jews believe that with their death grip on the mass media nearly everywhere, with their puppets like Bill Clinton and Boris Yeltsin in positions of power in the East and in the West, with the enormous wealth they have at their disposal, and with so many Gentiles buffaloed by Holocaust propaganda of the sort cranked out by Steven Spielberg and 100 others, they can keep getting away with their exploitation of us forever. But they are wrong. They themselves are building up the hatred and the resentment and the rage which will destroy them all. The gang members, the media bosses, the advisors to Bill Clinton and Boris Yeltsin, the professional Holocaust wailers, the former commissars, and all the rest, even those who are not currently involved in any of these activities. They are guaranteeing that there will be another Holocaust, and this time it will be a real one. Thanks for being with me again today, and do find and read that article on the white slave trade in the January 11th New York Times.